Are you isolated? I ask because surveys suggest nearly half of us feel lonely. You see, we live in the most connected era of human history, yet rates of loneliness and disconnection are rising across almost every demographic. And this matters because isolation is not just unpleasant, it is a serious health risk that has even been linked to increased mortality, an effect comparable in scale to that of smoking. So how do we fix it? I want to break the wall of isolation, but I can't, because the current literature has no consistent understanding or way to measure it. Most research focuses on loneliness, the emotional outcome, rather than the features that produce isolation. This, in turn, limits our ability to design effective interventions that can enable better prediction and prevention. My research reframes isolation as a multidimensional measure that integrates both social and environmental domains. On the social side, we need to look beyond the quantity of our connections to the quality of those relationships, how we engage with others, daily opportunity for social interaction, and individual preference for connection. Crucially, isolation is also shaped by the physical environment. Imagine a remote worker whose home office faces a blank wall with dim lighting and the same hum from her refrigerator. After weeks, she experiences foggy thinking, irritability, and withdraws from optional team calls. Her resulting loneliness isn't caused by a lack of friends. It's driven by an environment that deprives her of sensory variety and produces a sense of confinement and lack of control. Across contexts, from the environmental extremity of Antarctic stations to the increasing popularity of remote work, social and environmental factors are deeply intertwined. Without a validated measure that captures these dimensions, we risk one-size-fits-all solutions that fail to address the underlying issues. I am currently developing a scale that measures both of these domains. With this tool, we can identify who is at risk, why they're at risk, and which interventions will actually help, whether that's redesigning a workspace, changing team practices, or tailoring social support. Let's stop blaming people for feeling disconnected, and let's break the wall of invisible isolation together. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is, what kind of futuristic thoughts have you got in terms of using this tool from this research, say from a clinician point of view to action, and what that might look like?
The idea from a clinician's point of view is that after developing the scale, and it's probably slightly further scope than my PhD would allow, but we would like to identify a cut point in the discrepancy between the individual features, such as preference, and the more objective perceptions, such as quantity of friends or sensory variety. So from a clinician's perspective, we would work to determine what cut point a discrepancy could be that would be a clinical problem versus what sort of level is more natural or more normal in everyday experience.
Thank you. Right. Thanks a lot. Have you had a look at social media and its consumption during your research and the impact it might have on isolation?
Yes, I have. I've also done extensive literature on AI as well, so the use of sort of chatbots to alleviate isolation. And there's lots of conflicting things that are coming up currently in the literature. So in social media, we see that active use, such as posting and commenting, engaging with your friends, that can be protective or seems to be protective. But more passive use, such as scrolling through the infinite reels or the TikTok videos, actually can increase isolation based on social comparison.